welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I am your host, Tyler Rollison, also known as T-Roll, and tonight I am joined by my very good friend, Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy, and that's it.
That's it. That's all you get, man.
That's all you get, people.
Yep.
Just Sandy and T-Roll tonight.
Which this duo has not been done.
Is that true?
Yeah, me and Mark have done.
No. We did
early.
year one.
Yeah, but we did a test run.
No. It was something else. I'm almost certain there was just you and me one time. But you know what? I challenged you guys on numbers and statistics of our pod last week, and I was wrong. So don't quote me, folks. But hey, speaking of last week, I did say last week that we would be back to review Avatar: The Way of Water, which we're here to do today. And I said that it would be, this episode that you're listening to now, would be our last episode of the year. And this is kind of why.
Yes, that's it.
It's, the truth is, this time of year, holiday season, it's just, schedules are crazy. So, there was even a threat that the two of us wouldn't have done this tonight.
Yeah.
So, but we're suckers for punishment. And by punishment, I mean 3-hour and 12-minute movies.
3.5 hours of sleep for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And popcorn that cost $10.
Oh, mine was free.
Which I didn't get.
Yeah,
so.
I had free popcorn and free drink.
There you go. I was actually going to get popcorn and drink for this movie because I knew it was 3 hours, and I knew I was like, I am going to have to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to fight it. And I found out when.
How did you find out when?
I searched when to go. What?
Did you, the Run P app? Did you actually literally do that or no?
There's an app
There's an app called Run P.
Oh, no, that's cool. No, I just went on Google.
Okay.
Trusted Google search.
Okay. That was dangerous. Might have spoiled things for you.
So, no, it was fine. It basically, the 1 hour mark, there's basically a sequence that takes a while, and it's
visuals, right? Yeah.
a lot of visuals, and there's not as much plot, and it's probably the best time to go. So, there you go, people. If you haven't watched the movie yet, and somehow you're listening to this, now you know 1 hour in, that's your break for the bathroom. Anyways, let's get to some of the business stuff. Please hit subscribe wherever you are listening or wherever you are watching. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to everything that we have going on the podcast. Again, last podcast of 2022, but we're going to be coming back with a fury.
Oh, yeah.
In 2023, so be ready for that. So hit subscribe, and also follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Kinda, who knows what 2023 will have in store?
Yeah.
So, so follow us on social media, and with that in mind, in honor of our boys Shamato and Apple's Axe. They're not here with us tonight.
Well, I will point out that Amato did ditch us for other friend group. So
that's right. That's true.
He's at a Christmas party, but we didn't get invited.
I know, dude.
I kind of feel a little salty
Who does
about
Christmas
that one.
parties these days? Yeah, he said it was like a big party too. So.
Yeah, he said it's his biggest party. That's what he said.
It's kind of like those. He's gonna love this reference. It's kind of like all those school dances in Community.
Yeah, there you go. That's
It's always like there's another party, there's another dance.
Yeah,
that's a lot of parties. Anyways, we miss you guys, and in honor of you, here's everyone's spoiler warning for Avatar: The Way of Water. Here we go, Justin.
Yeah,
what you think, man?
Okay, so obviously get it out of the way right now. It was visually stunning. It looked great. I thought I saw it in 3D. 3D. When the water sequences finally started, there is. Let's see. I saw it at late show time, so there was only 15 of us in the theater. I counted, and as the very first water scene, when they're underwater and they got like this weird little sea urchin things floating around, there was an audible gasp of "wow" from all 15 people.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
Well, you know what? The reason I didn't have any of that, you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because I did IMAX. And you can't hear you can't hear yourself think in that theater.
Yeah.
There was only one, and I had audibly said things like yes, or some expletives, or let's go, or something like that.
Right.
A couple times in some of the action sequences.
Couldn't even hear it.
And there's only one time where I remember hearing myself, and but I don't remember. I don't remember what it was, but I remember there was one time where I was like, oh shoot, people might have heard me. But every other time, I literally couldn't hear myself say things
Yeah.
because it was so loud in our theater. And again, that's why certain movies, IMAX is worth it, man. Like it's
just that sound. It just like
the
hits
sound.
you.
It's not just a screen. Everyone thinks it's just the big screen and the visuals, but it's the your seat shaking with the sound, right?
I did see the high frame rate version. So it looked great. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I feel like any outside person who's going to come and critique this movie, if they try to say that it looked bad, then they're wrong. They're flat wrong. Like that's the hill I'm going to stand on.
Yeah, I mean, who would say that?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Some butthurt critics or
Probably,
something?
yeah. Somebody was like, "Oh, 13 years. Do you think he's going to come and drop like another masterpiece?" Well, close.
Yeah, so
I enjoyed it, man. It was great.
The last time I checked, and this for some people this matters, including me. The Rotten Tomatoes score was 80, which I was like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, sweet. Anytime I'm 80 or above, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, your game.
If it's 70s, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. 60s when I get nervous, right? But it said 80. I thought it was better than 80. And I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think. I've had a few people ask me what I thought. And I said I really liked it. I guess if there's any critiques, we're just bouncing around, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're just bouncing around.
I guess if there's any critiques, it's not really with the plot. It's just like, this movie really makes you feel crappy for being a human.
Ooh. Yeah, I felt that at that certain points.
Both of them do, really. But, yeah, especially this one. Like, it really, man, just like the way that the Earthlings are coming in and just literally destroying. Like, dude, when they arrive and they burn their ships landing.
Yeah. Right, that's right off the jump there. Like they have a nice little montage of the family growing. Like we get reintroduced to Jake Sully and the family, right? And then all of a sudden you see the spaceship come down, and dude, those flames from the rockets were like, I don't know.
Yeah,
next level.
Are you talking about the Galactic Empire
that's what
landing?
It looked like the Halo sword coming down.
Dude. Dude, and even the music, I was like, is this Star Wars?
Yeah.
Like, it very much felt like the Empire just showing up.
Just obliterated the entirety
forest
of
and animals
forest.
burning to death. And I'm just like, and then everything with the, what are the whales again? The Tulkoons?
Tulkoons, yeah.
Tulkoons, hopefully we said that right.
Yeah.
Everything with the Tulkoons was like, it hurt.
Oof, it was rough. It was rough to watch.
Gosh, I hated it, man.
A little bit emotionally invested.
I'd say, I understand you gotta get your villain, but
right.
I felt like there was a couple times where even
unnecessary,
even old Sergeant Quidditch or Quaritch, yeah, old forehead dude. There's a couple times where I was like, man, even he looks a little uncomfortable when they were hunting that whale. He looked a little. Didn't he look
he was a little
uneasy?
Yep.
And I was like, man, yeah, this Australian dude is
no joke, for real.
Is a freak. Yeah.
But basically, it was like whale poaching in space. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
So like the first one was environmental, like save the rainforest type stuff, and this one is save the whales. So we got a theme here for James Cameron's Avatar universe. So I mean, I'd be interested to see
appreciate
where the third one goes.
Which I appreciate. Which I appreciate, despite the fact that, again, you feel, and again, you need to do it to create a good villain. But it just, man, I felt like crap so many times during this movie. So sad.
Yeah.
But I have over the years, this turned into more and more of a softie when it comes to watching anything.
I'm about to say anything at all.
Literally anything. Yeah. I think Marvel's made me a softie. I can't handle.
Yeah,
I can't handle much these days.
You and violence don't go well anymore.
No, not even just violence, but just like sadness.
Oh yeah, sadness too. I'm about to say you went from inflicting violence to not even be able to witness anything to do with violence. So
when was I inflicting violence?
Your growing up years, that kind of. I'm just messing. No,
yeah,
I've never seen him hurt a fly.
What's going on?
He would never hurt a fly.
No, I mean I can get angry, but
angry, but you wouldn't hurt him.
We are way off track here. So yeah, why don't we just start with the end where it's like, okay, there's going to be a third one.
Yes, there's going to be a third one.
There has to.
Yeah. Well,
is that confirmed?
Yeah. It's done. It's been done, filmed, everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do I know? You guys didn't say anything about this last week.
We were only dealing with the now. We were talking about the way of water.
On.
Okay,
Whatever.
That's what we were talking about.
All right, so we're gonna get a third one, and so it's done. It would be hilarious though if James Cameron's like, "Yeah, I'm still gonna wait 13 years."
No, he wouldn't know. I think at this point the ball's rolling, but it's done.
It better be a few years though.
They're in post production. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And,
So it could be
and
really
they've actually
soon.
started the beginning works of 4.
Of a fourth?
Yes, and there's a scripts out there for 5 and 6 as well. So, the James Cameron said in a recent interview, he said that if this way of water like tanks, then he said he has it in the script to end at 3, but he has written up to 4, 5, and 6. So
Man,
it's not going to tank. It's not going to tank.
I just got very nervous. Like,
yeah.
Because I thought it was a really good movie today. I watched it today. And the first one was obviously spectacular, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you just get nervous when people.
But it's James Cameron. He has quite the track record. Okay,
Yeah.
So Avatar,
Yes.
I loved Avatar. It was the first one. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. The second one, for me, I thought it was better.
Really?
I did. I really did.
So why was it better for you?
I felt like first off, the underwater sequences and everything, they looked good, but the story I thought developed better than the first one. So the first maybe fourth of the movie, I was I don't know, I was watching, I was like waiting for something to happen, so it was a little slower. But then as soon as the storyline switches to integrating in with the water, the sea people, right, and just Quidditch, like trying to adapt to the Navi way, like trying to learn the ways of the Navi, and I don't know, I just the direction that those characters just started going in, from Jake Sully trying to play the protective father role and not the warrior role that he had been known for, and then the kids all coming into their own. You had like the eldest son trying to live up to that warrior status of his dad.
Right, yeah.
The second son trying to figure out his place on the whole entire world. You had the adopted daughter just trying to figure out where she came from and who she is.
Talking about the superhero?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And then the little girl who's just getting into trouble no matter where she went.
This entire movie was, oh shoot, there's a problem. Let's call Dad. Dad says, "Who's with you?" Oh shoot, sorry, Dad. Everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Every scene, yeah. They got captured so many times in this movie.
Oh my gosh.
But I really did. I really did enjoy this movie. I did have some things I did not like.
And in fairness, I was kind of poking fun there. That didn't ruin the movie for me. It's just more funny. It's actually, it just feels a little more like in movies where there's like conflict involving family, that just seems easy to do a lot of the times. So I guess maybe the fact that it happens so many times, I'm like, all right, dude, we get it.
It was a lot of times, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know if I liked it better than the first one. It's hard for me to say right away, but again, I thought it was very good.
Okay.
So
yeah.
It was cool to see like another part of Pandora.
Yeah. Well, oh, yeah, that's another thing. The world building. I thought the world building in this one was, I mean,
how many
phenomenal.
other clans are there? We have a forest clans. We have, sea clans.
Yeah.
Is there like mountain clans?
I'm sure there is, yeah.
Is there like desert clans? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we have plenty of movies to get there.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know.
And a Disney Plus series.
Is that confirmed? No, you're just making
dude.
that up.
I don't know anything.
I was like, hold on a second. I don't remember.
I don't know
hearing-
any of the facts or anything that's confirmed. So
Yeah.
no.
But no, trust me, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And as far as like I don't know, as soon as they get introduced to the sea people, for me, I thought that's where things kind of got rolling, and I really enjoyed all the sequences with learning the way of water. But something happened towards the end where Jake, Sully, and his son are trapped underneath the sinking ship, right?
Yeah.
And he's teaching him, I think, what was his name again? It was Loak, right? Loak, his son's middle son's name, or his second son's name.
I think so,
Anyway,
yeah.
so he's like teaching him how to breathe, right? And in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. What was Jake Sully doing while his kids were being adapted and integrated into this water world and learning how to free dive, right? And he's just now learning.
Yeah.
All the way, like, it doesn't make any sense. What was he doing? literally.
That's a great point.
But anyway, it's a good moment between father and son where he's teaching him and he's showing him where he's matured, because the entirety of this movie is him rebelling against his father and his father's ways and showing immaturity with some of the decisions that he's made. But then this moment at the end kind of shows that full development of, okay, I have actually been learning things, and this is his mature moment that he came out as.
Yeah. But it was also, it very much felt like Jake was the angry dad at his teenage son.
Yeah.
Like the moody teenager, and just.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's one of your pet peeves is the moody just preteen type stuff.
Family movies like this where it's like it's just all the classic things. I forgot about that. The littlest one, the little girl is constantly like almost dying, or you're like, why do they have her in the wild? Why do they have her in the middle of the ocean? Why do they have her anywhere? Like, keep her safe, And then you got the.
It's a different world, a society.
And then you have the outcast adopted daughter. There's always an outcast, Yeah,
they kind of breezed through that one, didn't they?
Yeah. Sorry, I hit the mic there. At times, yeah.
Yeah. Like it was just like. In the opening narrative, it was like Jake saying, "Oh, by the way, Sigourney Weaver's character from the beginning was impregnated. We don't know why or how."
Yeah, and I didn't know that the sergeant had general had a kid either.
Yeah, no, that was and that was just thrown in there.
Miles, it was his real name,
right? And yeah, that was a real quick. That's one of the downsides. Like they just kind of threw in what that we needed to know as the audience to get through the rest of this movie.
But what's crazy is movies that are longer than 3 hours. That's where I'm like, how does anything feel rushed?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that beginning did feel rushed.
It did.
But I think it ended up paying off though, because they did get to develop these older character. Like the kids grew up, and believe it or not, like the characters developed enough to when we already said spoilers, but when the eldest son dies, like I actually felt an emotional attachment to that. And I mean, I got a little watery eyed. I didn't shed a tear,
because
but
honestly,
I definitely got a watery eyed.
We kept getting later and later and later, and I'm looking around like they haven't actually experienced real loss yet. You know. And I was like, man, something bad's gonna happen. I don't know what.
Yeah, and when it happened, I remember thinking throughout the movie, like Natiri, like that's a cool chick, right? Like she's pretty awesome, right? But then when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, this lady
she lost her head.
Is nuts, and everybody else should be worried.
Yeah,
and she went on a tear, an absolute tear.
Yeah, you think she was bluffing with Spider?
No, I think she would have done it.
I know.
Because she made those remarks in the beginning of the movie. Where like, he needs to stay with his own
And when he slipped down the, side of the cliff earlier.
Oh,
in the forest, she was like, let's go. And
yeah, leave him. Yep.
Yeah, and they totally, and again, there's going to be more movies, so.
Right.
They didn't address that.
No.
Like, James Cameron didn't address, like, they didn't have a reconciling moment. They didn't have a, she says I'm sorry, or he confronts her, or he says he's sorry maybe. Like, they didn't have anything. So.
Yeah. Which, there's time to develop that, which,
yeah.
I don't know. Spider, since we're on the subject of Spider.
Yeah, what'd you think of Spider?
Dude, I hated that character.
Really?
I did.
Okay.
I really did. I don't know. I couldn't get behind him. I really couldn't. He was trying so hard to be a part of the clan, right? But I don't know. He's never
like Tarzan, right?
He's never
going to grows up in the
wild, yeah.
In the wild.
I don't know, man. I just didn't like it. I mean, maybe it was the acting performance. I don't know. I was just not a fan of that.
There's a couple times where I thought it was great, the acting performance, because he was just so smart. He was like a smart ass.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he had some quippy remarks for sure. Yeah. But and then like at the end when he chooses to save his dad, I'm like, he would have killed you. Like he would have, but he didn't. He chose his dad ended up changing and saying no, drop it.
You could tell he's conflicted. Yeah. And I thought actually that James Cameron did a good job of, even right before that Natiri looked like she was gonna kill Spider. Mm-hmm. He was kind of looking scared because he's scared of her.
She was scary.
Yeah, right. Because he saw those videos of how she killed his dad.
Yeah.
and I know his dad's a piece of crap, but it was still his dad. So it's complicated, and on top of that, he's a kid. So
Well, I think that goes to James Cameron's ability to write like complex characters. Like he does, he does a good job at that.
Well, that's going to be a very interesting plot point because Jake said at the end, bringing it full circle, he was like a son for a son.
Oh yeah, and he's holding. He's holding.
Which
Spider.
they faded to black right away, and I was like, oh man, I felt like we could have sat there for a minute.
And that's a
like,
good point. That's a good point.
Kind of stayed in that because that just felt like such a profound line.
Yeah.
But like because I could have seen a world where he says that, and Spider looks up at him with these eyes of like, really, and then Neytiri looks over him with eyes of like, really, right? Like I feel like we could have got something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to obviously be one of the. I think it has to be one of the big points of the next movie where they're going to have to address the fact that, she almost killed him.
Right. And that and he saved him his dad to come back and attack later.
Yeah, nobody knows that, right?
Yet.
So he could keep that a secret. Yeah, but you're right. Like
he won't. He'll use it. Quidditch will use it as which Stephen Lang being back is fantastic to have that character back, but the way they did it, I don't know. I feel like it was very convenient to, hey,
make
by
him
the
an
way,
avatar.
you uploaded all your stuff to an avatar. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad to have the character. Listen, I'm glad to have the character back. I really am. But I don't know. I feel like it was just such a cop out to do it the way they did. I don't know. I would have much rather have seen while Jake is his family and everything's growing up. We see. Quidditch fall down and get shot with 2 arrows, right? But then apparently, like he lays there and they leave him, and then he like pulls a mask out and puts it on his face and like crawls out. I would have much rather seen that sequence play out rather than he uploaded stuff in case he failed. Like his character wouldn't have thought of that. He was arrogant.
No. The CD.
The
they
company.
thought of because he's like, what the hell am I supposed to say in this video? Like he didn't really know.
That's a good point.
He's following orders.
I'm glad you put that out there.
And he's like, if you're watching this, that means you got your bell rung.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And I actually liked when he's like in his avatar form and he finds his skeleton.
Oh yes, yeah, that was.
I thought that was so fascinating.
And when he crushes the skull, I mean, I thought that was like he was like getting rid of the weakest part of him, like that.
Yeah,
that
no
kind
going
of
back.
Yeah. Dang, dude.
So yeah,
that was no, definitely powerful stuff there. But yeah, Stephen Lang, I did love his performance. I did like the introduction of the Sea People and the tribe that they well, at least the chief and the queen. They were very interesting characters as far as like she was not willing to do anything with these newcomers, but the chief was like,
not welcoming.
This dude is
all.
like, he's Truk Mukdao, like you gotta like at least hear him out, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and it was interesting how the chief he might have said to his people or maybe to his wife, and he was like, everybody knows about him.
Oh yeah.
Like he's
a big deal.
That's the part that I said this last week where it's like I just want to know like the scale of Pandora, like compared to Earth, how big is that planet? The same size, similar, way bigger, way smaller. Like I really, because how far did they have to go? Like that's what what I'm saying. Like are they going from like North America over the Atlantic or over the Pacific? Like I would love to know like how far they went.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We do get some reference points, but me not being my knowledge of geographical distances and locations is not up to par, right? But there was a moment where they called the med team to the Sea People, right? And then the Quidditch was he was told we got a stray signal X amount of clicks out. I don't know. I'm ignorant. I don't know what clicks are, but that's a reference point to where they said that's.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That was a reference point to how far they actually were. So that would help kind of narrow down.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's our best chance.
But because we're geographically idiots.
But that's what I would like to know. Where it's like, how does does information travel on Pandora? You know,
That's a great point because the military force that Quaritch has, they are on some other islands and they are like burning down buildings and stuff, but yet they find out about it at the islands that they're at. So how is that communicated? And yeah. So there's
we've seen a forest clan, we've seen a sea clan. You know, like we said, are there other clans? But also, so far, the antagonist has been Americans, right? And it's an American movie, sure, whatever. Like, are there other parts of Pandora that have,
other colonizers?
Yeah, other colonizers, yeah. Like people from other nations on Earth? Like, I mean, maybe there is. So maybe, there's different types of sky people.
Yeah, that's true. That's
right?
a good point. I think that could be a conflict in the future movies
maybe.
Where they have the certain group of sky people teaming up with the Nantiri and
right. Sympathizers now.
Yep. Sympathizers. Yeah, because we do see a little bit of the integration of human and Na'vi in the openings parts of it with the people who were the sympathizers and they were with them.
Stuck around, just trusted. Yeah, and I also thought it was like they never went back to their forest clan. Like they didn't like. Nothing.
Yeah, and when the chief said at the end, he said, "Your son is with our ancestors now,
and part of our tribe."
Yeah, he's part of our tribe, and he was like, "We are sea people now." Like that was like he
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought you were gonna go back to your forest people. That's what I felt like. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's also like what's so crazy is sorry, it's late, guys. I watched a 3-hour movie today, so the lady boss for gosh, what is
Rano? The queen?
No, hold on.
Oh, the military lady?
Quaritch's boss.
General
I cannot say his name.
Ardmore.
Yeah, so we only get a few scenes with her.
Yeah.
She seems like a hard ass. She's
as all generals.
Yeah, right.
Movies,
She's there like, let's just wipe them all out. We got to get rid of the hostiles. And like her goal is to clear them out. She was called the Planet Commander or something. Some weird.
Yeah,
for Pandora.
Yeah, to establish a settlement on Pandora. Yeah.
So her main goal, like, she wants to get rid of Jake Sully, but like, hey, I need to get rid of all these indigenous people over here. Like, that's what she's probably still thinking.
Threats. That's what
these
she's
threats, right? Where, like, if you think about it, this movie, like, the whole plot of all the action, everything was to hunt down Jake. So, like, none of her goals I feel like were really even attempted.
I was gonna say attempted. Yeah.
So what's going on to that?
Well, the way that Quaritch, the way that he kind of spun his idea was that Jake was the leader of the rebellious terrorist group. Insurgents, right?
The insurgents, sure.
And so if we strike him down, they will not have a influencer to cause any uprisings and give him a hard time.
Cut off one head.
Two more
shall take its place.
I was like, we going there? Yeah. But yeah, so it was. I mean, it was interesting that he was so dead set on getting Jake, and she just like bought into that. Like it was.
That's what I'm saying. She was like, okay, sure.
As a general, as somebody who has military training, that was the ultimate goal that was going to achieve her mission. Which.
So I think it's going to be in the next movie. He's obviously going to flee back there. And she's gonna be like, "All right, we do it my way now."
Yeah, because this was one boat. This was one boat with a couple of ships, and it was an all-out battle.
And he's gonna get in line, and one of two things are gonna happen. One of them's way more likely than the second, but he's gonna get in line, and he's gonna do her battle now, and then it's gonna draw the sea people back to help the forest people. Or in a weird way, like, gosh, this would just be so crazy. Was him getting saved by Spider the moment? This sounds crazy. That something changes in him,
and he turns.
He has no human body now.
Yeah. It's all in his mind, in the Avatar's mind, which is.
I mean, he has caused mayhem all across Pandora, but is anyone too far gone? Like
dang, that would be interesting to see how they can spin that.
I think it's less likely.
It's hard to do.
Yeah,
but if he can pull it off. I mean,
and like, what if he had a moment where, What if he has a Darth Vader moment where he decides to do the right thing
Turn
and then
back from the dark side,
and then he dies, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a moment of him being accepted in the clans, but no, it's just interesting. So
Yeah, I mean that would definitely be it would be an interesting take to see Cameron try to pull that off. It would be interesting.
Well, maybe that's what he meant by writing it off after the third movie, and not right. So.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, he said that he had it set up to where the third movie could potentially be a finale, but there are options for a fourth and a fifth. So I do know that like nothing is officially printed for the third movie, so they can still make tweaks and changes to it. As far as like they're not 100%. Everything's filmed, but they can go back in and tweak certain edits to make it something different. If depending on how this
usually doesn't go well.
You say that, but he's been editing this movie for 13 years, so I think it's gone very well. So
yeah, I wonder how successful it'll be. Money wise.
They were projecting I don't know what it was either a Fandango article or to do with the movie. One of the big movie companies. I know Fandango's a ticket purchasing, but it had an article on there about the pay or the money that's going to come into Avatar. It was projecting first week or 2 weeks to be $527 million, which
not bad.
Is half of what the first movie made, and it's doing that in the first 2 weeks. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, rightly so, because I mean, at first Avatar was such an attention grabber that why would people not flock to the theaters to see the second one?
Yeah, well, but the thing, and it will need a similar effect where the first one was like, the people who didn't know about it was like, everyone was like, man, I really need to go see this movie.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Like
everyone's talking about it. Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. Yeah. So maybe there will be that similar type of effect.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the few people that have asked me today how it was, and I just said, I mean, it truly was a spectacle. Like you had to watch it. Yeah, it was. You had to watch it.
Yeah. It was cool doing IMAX 3D again.
Yeah. And
sorry, y'all. 3-hour movie today, so.
I say you're really tired, man.
I am, man. I am tired. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. How many hours of sleep did you get? That's
long
what I'm
look, long year. Actually, 4. So only a little bit more than you.
30 minutes more than me.
Yeah.
All right. I'll drink to that.
So, yeah. So, long movie, long year, last pod of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, your boy's tired, man.
Okay. Okay.
Your boy's tired. What else? We don't.
So Loak, when he bonds with the outcast whale, the Tolkien.
Tolkien.
But
Tolkien.
I thought that was an interesting storyline because he was kind of feeling like an outcast, and he bonds with the outcast. Yeah, cool. That part's cool. But what I thought was the real catch point was how like intelligent and sentient these whales were.
They're not whales, bruh.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Tolkuns.
They've gone. I'm gonna say whales. That's what I'm gonna say.
No, man, we're not saying whales.
Tolkuns. But yeah, they can communicate back, and I love the
speaking, legit speaking.
Yeah, I love the interaction of when we get more like, oh, this is my spirit sister, and I know, right? Yeah, that was a scene right there.
It was hard.
We target the mothers because they won't go fast enough to leave their calf behind. That's sad. I'm sorry, I went there. Anyway, moving on.
Again, it's just wicked, man. It's
so
just
bad. It's so bad.
It makes me nervous.
Is Courtney ready to see this movie?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It makes me nervous about what else is to come in this world, because clearly the Earthlings is what I'm going to call the humans.
Yes.
The Sky People, right? They are going to be resilient. They're going to come back with more and more fire
force, man.
Literally, each time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's and that was heartbreaking. But man, these Tolkuns are so. And you know what? When Spider was talking to that that scientist, Norm or Nord or something like that.
Are you talking about the poacher scientist, that guy?
Yeah, the guy that was with the poacher, but the scientist. And there's always that scientist who's like doesn't want to be there.
Right, yeah, but he's there because he has to be.
He's there because he has to be, but he's really has a heart, right? Mm-hmm. And that was him. And he was saying how like they are so profound, their brains and just
neurologically they are smart. They appear to be smarter than us. And the guy's like, well, who's the one pointing the harpoon? And then that line later on came back. He's like, well, who's got the control of the harpoon now?
So our boy, I don't know the name of the Tolkien that bonded with, Sully's son.
Loak, yeah.
But
that fight scene was incredible.
Yeah, so first
that
of all,
fight scene was incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
Who thought that the Tolkien fight scene was going to be a thing?
Like that was he goes down low and he just gets as much speed as he can.
Yeah.
And just even how he knew all of their moves.
Yeah.
So they're gonna shoot a bomb. He closes his mouth and it bounces off.
So cool.
Like
man.
when they shot the harpoon and the cable, he caught it and wrapped it around himself and then drug them down.
Yeah.
And then
thinker. He's a thinker. But when he dragged that boat up over like some rocks and visually you see the boat go up in the air and everybody hanging on with their hands and their feet going in the air.
That was incredible.
It was incredible. I was like, whoa, like in the theater, audibly, out loud. And but yeah, that was an incredible scene. And when the scene first started to take off, and you were like, "Wait a minute, is Tolkien about to like wreak some havoc?" And you see him heading on up, like that was another audible. Like, yes,
that was like one of the best parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, he breaches, lands
they didn't
on
see
the
it coming.
ship. No,
and the Australian poacher, his face when he sees, because he says he's never seen him raise a fin.
Yeah,
because they have this code where they don't kill, which is
why he was an outcast, because they thought he killed during that pack.
But it's like no matter like that's also crazy. It's like I get your code, but like you're getting massacred.
I'm gonna make you break your one rule. Gosh. And he did.
But like the face on the poacher when he saw him attack, when he saw that Tolkien attack, he was blown away.
Yeah,
couldn't believe it.
Yeah, because it's like they don't even lift a fin. Like,
yeah, and now he's like literally diving on the ship, flailing around and destroying things. It was incredible.
I loved it when you're right though. When they point the rocket at him or whatever, and it shoots, and he puts his head down.
It's great.
It was so good, man. That was a great scene. I didn't know I was gonna get so hyped from a freaking whale scene, man.
It's not a whale.
It's not a whale. It's not a whale. Yeah.
It was good.
It's whales in space, man. That's all it is.
Space whales.
Space whales. The sequel. No.
Okay, so listen, we don't have a motto. We don't have Markham with us, so we're not going to go as long because we're going to run out of things to say.
He did give one little thing that I want to shout out.
Sure.
That he said. Shamato, he did say that. Oh gosh, now I'm going to blank. But dang it, man!
I don't have my phone on me, so I have no idea.
He said, "Okay, so you got to hear this." Okay, he said something that was that caught my eye, and it was very interesting. Okay, so he said he loved the revenge scene at the end with obviously we were talking about the Tolkien fighting, right?
Yeah.
But the fin for a fin aspect, because the Tolkien that did all the fighting was missing his left fin. Well, you saw the main Aussie poacher guy get his arm pinned up against the cable, and when that cable went all the way through, you can actually see his arm severed and swinging in the air and landing in the water.
I didn't think about that.
That was a great point out by Shamato.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
All
I was thinking when I saw his arm there, I was like, oh, he's done.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I actually thought he was going to get like cut in half by the cable. But I'll take
but
him losing.
I think they deliberately put it on his arm like that. And
fin for fin.
Yeah. And
eye for an eye, sun for sun.
Ooh. And just like that.
Pod for a pod.
Pod for pod. Avatar for avatar. So I love the movie. I really did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too, man. I don't know. I mean, it's a 3-hour movie, so there probably is more to
I did not have to get up for a pee break. I sat through the whole entire thing.
I'm proud of you.
And I had a drink.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man.
And
look, yeah, we're not all as good as you, so.
I'm built differently.
Yeah. You're Jake Sully.
Am I? Taruk Mukhtar? You going to call me that?
No, I'm not going to call you that. You're just Jake. You're just Justin.
Hey, how about that Oppenheimer trailer that you saw, huh?
No, we're not talking about other trailers right now. We're talking about Avatar: The Way of Water, man. Show some respect. And again, we probably should have more to say. Truth is, we're both tired. We're missing some of our co-hosts. We probably could say a lot more, and maybe we will, another time.
Who knows?
I'm pretty done.
Hey, if the first Avatar was cause for a retro review, why not this one later on?
Yeah,
right?
Again, I'll probably watch it again. I'm sure my wife will want to see it. So
you just got to warn her about the scene.
Yeah, and it's tough.
She's a softie.
Yeah, they're just some animals, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just different.
Even make believe ones.
And especially there are animals who maybe not as intelligent as these Tolkiens, but Like there are a lot of animals that have incredible emotions, and to see them just hunted down in this movie, it's tough to watch.
Yeah, for their glands in their brain.
Yeah, now that was actually interesting. And I could see that continuing to be a. So we know about the unobtainium,
right?
And now there's this the glands within the brain of the Tulkuns. Yep. There's no telling what other sort of valuable resources there are to Earthlings, right?
Yeah.
So there might be some more plot lines moving forward.
Like, this little vial is 80
million.
Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, if you could figure out a way to stop aging, that's going to turn. But that's going to turn the Earth upside down. Like every country is going to be trying to get their hands on that.
That's true.
So I get why they're there. It's just, again, it sucks. So.
Yeah, big time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun night. It's been a fun year. We've had a great time. We've had some special guests. We've had some special pods. We've started a YouTube channel. We started a TikTok and Instagram. It's been great, and we're so thankful for you. So we want to remind you to please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or wherever you are watching. Please subscribe, and also go ahead and follow us on social media at Royal Geek Pod, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Keep up with us and everything we got going on. We will not be doing a podcast again until early 2023. We don't know if it's the first week or the second week. We haven't really talked about it yet.
We have not talked to their schedule.
Nope, we haven't. So we're gonna get through all the holiday stuff and the New Year stuff, all that kind of stuff. I said stuff a lot there.
We got some stuff in the works.
Got some stuff to do. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot to do and a lot to say in 2023. So we hope that you guys join us. And yeah, we can't wait for it. So with all that in mind, for my co-hosts who aren't here, and of course my friend Sandy who is here, this is T-Roll saying thank you so much for listening or watching the Royal Geek Podcast. We will see you next time, you peasants.